Hello guys, and I guess welcome to my new YouTube channel. I don't really have much of a plan for this channel, but this is going to be my first video for it, and yeah, I have a ton of interest that I'd like to include on this, but one of the main things that I'd like to show is the restoration process of my 1968 Chevy Corvair, and it is right behind me here. It is a Monza convertible from 1968. It's one of only 1,386. And my overall goal is to have it at least done to the bare minimum standard by August 1st of this year, because I'm getting married on August 1st, and I'd really like this to be kind of a prime part of the wedding. So I would just like to be able to take pictures in it, do the drive away and everything like that. So yeah, I guess without delaying it anymore, let me show you guys some details about it. Alrighty, so here she is. She's quite a beaut. It's got kind of a metallic red right now. Eventually, I want to get it to be butternut yellow, because that's what the original color of the car was. But before we get there, there's all sorts of problems that I need to work out with it. So as you guys know, a Corvair, so the engine is in the back, and we have a bit of a frunk right here. And this one's in not awful shape. It could definitely be better. There's some old patchwork which is really booger welded on, and it doesn't really look all that great in here, so I definitely want to clean this up. Looks like someone put some seam sealer down there, and it looks okay. I could probably leave that part alone, but the wiring is a total mess. Nothing works. The windshield wipers, the washing fluid, the headlights, nothing works here, so I definitely have a lot of wiring to sort out before August. Another thing, the gas tank, it's in awful shape. I sent a scope through it, and it really did not look that great inside. And the filters were totally plugged with rust whenever I tried to pull some fuel through, so I definitely need to get a new gas tank and probably new front to back fuel lines as well. Now moving on to the interior. So I bought this car with no interior and obviously no canvas convertible top, and this is an automatic, so it has the 2-speed power glide, as you can see from the lever right on the dash there. It's not going to focus. That's okay. And then it also has an AM radio. Like I said before, it was originally butternut yellow. It had a black top and a black set of bucket seats, and basically just a black interior all around, black carpet and everything. So that's what I would eventually like to get it back to. I also have a 1966 Corvair, which I've been using as a parts car. So right over there you see my rear bench seat. And over here, I have the original white top from the 1966, and I also have the bucket seats that are right under there. And I also have the windshield out of it, but I screwed up whenever I was taking the windshield out. I can explain a little bit more about that later on. But yeah, this is pretty much where we're at. So I definitely need to get door handles for it. I have the doors taken off my 66, so I'll probably just put those back on. I originally didn't have the key for it, so I ended up putting in a new ignition switch. I also have new locks for the doors and for the frunk, and yeah, we'll go from there. And there's quite a lot of patchwork in the floors. It was not in great shape whenever I found it. The previous owner riveted and seam sealed a whole bunch of patches in. I'm not totally a fan of how he did it. If you look underneath the car, there's some obvious holes that water's going to collect underneath, so I need to get those at the very least trimmed, so that way it's kind of flush with the patches. And that's definitely one of the things that I want to try to tackle first. Now going to the back of the car, you guys can see that I definitely started on this. This was something that I did last June. This was originally pretty much all black, and it was in pretty rough shape, so I ended up taking everything out. I took the fan shroud off. I painted it kind of a metallic silver like you can see, and I also put some black paint on all the highlights, so you can see that it has the firing order right down here. I have all the cylinder numbers, have that all painted in. I painted the fan red just because I thought that looked kind of sharp, and I painted the throttle linkage between the two carburetors black. So this, as you can see, is the 2 carburetor 110 or 95 horsepower. I'm not totally sure. I have to check the casting number. But it does run. It just leaks fuel absolutely everywhere. So I have all new fuel lines for the engine compartment. I also have the premium carburetor rebuild kits from Clark's. So stay tuned if you want to try to see me rebuild a carburetor. And yeah, so that's pretty much where the engine compartment is. And in terms of brakes, the car does have brakes right now. I had to replace the master cylinder on it because the first one that it had was in awful shape, and the brake pedal just felt like there was nothing there. And the master cylinder that I got from Clark's Corvair explicitly said not to bench bleed, and I'm not totally sure why, but I did not bench bleed it, and there's tons of air in the lines. So when I have it up in the air and I had it running, the brakes were able to stop the rear wheels, but not all that well. So I'm definitely going to have to go through and bleed the brakes and probably check all the wheel cylinders and so forth. But yeah, that is pretty much where I'm at with this car right now. I guess I can go into the backstory a little bit. So I'll go ahead and grab the camera and I'll take you guys out to the 1966 Corvair that I have right outside. Okie doke. So this is my 1966 Corvair. Now I bought it as a complete vehicle with a title in a little town called Left Hand, West Virginia. Now it was originally owned by a Chevrolet dealer in, I believe, Raleigh, West Virginia. And he drove it from the time that it was new until about 1988, whenever it was parked in a shed. And from 1988 to 2024, it sat in that shed and it just kind of became really rough. And the person that I bought it from on Facebook Marketplace, he basically saved it from the crusher. The lady who owned the shed was basically going to crush it, but he decided that it was in too nice a shape to do that. And at the time, it had a totally complete interior, had a windshield, had the headlights and everything. It was just in really bad shape otherwise, though. The more I dug into it, the worse that it got. So as you can see, it's mostly together, and it honestly doesn't look that bad if you just look at the wheel wells, especially from a distance. There's definitely some rust that's coming through the paint and everything, but where the real shame with this car lies with the sheer amount of body filler that the Chevrolet dealer must have used, because especially looking at the rear end here, so if you look on the driver's side, you'll see there's a nice little slender hump that's right on this, and that actually looks fairly decent. It goes along with the line of the bumper. And then if we go over to the passenger side over here, you see that it's a totally different shape. It's just a completely flat surface, and you can see that the bumper's dragging into it, and you can see that the Bondo is just scratching right through. This entire panel down here has at least 1 inch to 2 inches of body filler, and that's basically the same story throughout the entire car. It is just, unfortunately, not in very good shape whatsoever. And if I was a smarter person, I would have brought a magnet with me when I bought it, because here's the real crux of this car. So if you bring your magnet over, right here, there's a little bit of magnetism, and then as you go underneath the rockers here, there is just absolutely nothing. All the way back, there's just no metal underneath that. It is all body filler, basically holding the car together. And if it wasn't a convertible, I'd probably be a little bit more fine with it, but I mean, that's the entire structure of the car, which is completely compromised. It was just rusted out so bad at one time that someone just completely pasted it all on there. And another thing that's a major concern is that this is all starting to crack. So a lot of these cracks right here, they were not there when I actually bought the car, but they only appeared whenever I towed it home. It was just falling apart, basically. Just the vibrations on the trailer. It's just a normal U-Haul trailer. So it's cracking right there. On the other side, in a similar place, right there. And if we look underneath here, there's a horizontal crack that's coming from that rocker that I already showed you. Has basically no metal underneath it. It's just a total mess. So Unfortunately, this car got demoted to being the parts car, and I initially bought the other car as a parts car for this one, and that one ended up becoming the project car. So I spent almost all of 2024 and 2025 getting a title for that one. Now, like I said before, I bought this car as the parts car for that one. So I got this one in June of 2024. Basically, I was a little bit discouraged by the amount of parts that wouldn't be usable with that one. So I was looking for one that had a fairly straight floor that I could possibly take out and move into the other car. Or I would try to get the title for this one and make this basically my project car. And that's basically what I ended up doing. Once I saw the structural damage that was done to that one just from towing it home, I realized that even if I did get it registered and titled and driving, I just wouldn't feel all that safe in it. Especially if I'm driving my fiance anywhere. That's just not something that I'd want to risk, especially in a convertible that's held together by body filler. That's just not something I was interested in. So this one's a lot more solid. It's definitely a lot more metal. I ran the magnet all through it. There's definitely some spots that are almost entirely body filler, but it's never going to be a museum showpiece, but it's definitely going to be able to be a nice project car for me. And this is pretty much the first car that I've been able to mess with by myself, so this is my own vehicle for once. And like I said, I bought this one without a title, so I had to go through the court order title process through Ohio, and that took me from pretty much New Year's Day of 2024, because I believe I went to the BMV on New Year's Day. Oh, New Year's Day 2025, I'm sorry. But yeah, I went to the BMV on New Year's Day 2025, and they told me to go to the title office. So I went there right before they closed, and they gave me the packet with the 7-step plan for how to get a court order title for the vehicle. So that's whenever I started the process, and it took me right up until mid-December of 2025 to actually get it. So now I'm the official title holder and owner of this car. And yeah, if you guys have any questions about the court order title process, I definitely found just about every single pitfall that I could have taken in the process. So if you guys want any advice whatsoever, I'd be happy to tell you the mistakes that I made. I probably could have easily cut the time that it took me in either half or thirds if I had known some of the things. So yeah, especially once you get to the point where you need to get it inspected by the Ohio State Patrol, just feel free to leave a comment or send me an email, and I'd be happy to help you out any way I can. But yeah, after almost a year of visiting the courthouse and doing all those things, I finally got the title for this car, and I'm finally ready to start restoring it. So I'm not going to dig into anything today, but I just wanted to get kind of an introductory video together just to kind of show where the car's at right now and what my starting point is. And I'd like to make a series as I go through and start fixing things up and getting it running and see all the exciting things. So like I said, I want this to at least have the bare minimum done to it to be able to drive on the road reliably by August 1st. I'd just like to drive away in it from my wedding, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So with regards to the channel, I have no clue what I want to do with it yet. I don't know if I want this to be the main side of it. I have a lot of other interests that I'd also like to share on here. Don't expect this to be particularly popular or anything. I'm not aiming for any particular audience, but I don't know. I just am interested in getting a couple videos out there on a couple different topics and seeing what sticks. So yeah, so I will I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. So thanks for watching. Bye.